Hi, Kiwi. Alright, we're back at it with Cassette Beast. Now, let me confirm that I actually remembered to heal these guys. Okay, I did. So, it's been a little while since I've played, so I might be forgetting a couple things on what I'm about to do, but I think I found the town with the cult in it, so that's a good option of where to explore next. I've got plenty of options. I guess let's follow that exclamation point and head there. And we'll bring around our trusty rock for platforming uses. But I'm curious to see what what kind of trouble we'll get into today. Have I met you before? You probably. I've seen some bulletinos near here that move fast enough to break large rocks. That'd be a neat skill to have. Yeah, so we've found you before. Okay. All right, so we're in Autumn Hill now. I think I caught the UFO. Man, it's been a while, so I forgot. Let's get the mouse cursor out of here. All right. You're a new one. You look like a spinner. You're probably a battle waiting to happen. Yep. You land keepers will do anything for the people of New World, but get off their backs. Carl! Dandelion, that's cute. Oh man, I haven't heard this song in a while. Immediately back to the bop. Alright, so could use dodge, just make sure it'll save me a trip to the... If I can limit how much I need to heal, it'll be nice. Alright, I wonder if grass and electricity have any interaction. Probably not in this game. It was a kind of strange interaction in Pokemon that electric types are not as effective against grass types. Or, I mean, I can argue, yeah, plants probably don't... They probably have insulation of some nature, I guess. It never really made much sense to me. Let's see. I'll go ahead and use Bite here. But yeah, let's see if we get any interaction when I attack with Smack. Nope. Alright, yeah. This game seems to follow a more Oh, well, there we go. Plant type attacks ground electricity of lightning type targets, reducing the scope of their attacks. Okay, so it limits me to one target. Fair enough. Alright, well... I can understand the grounding argument, but that's what earth types are for, you know? I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with it. It doesn't seem as obvious as the other options. Let's see if wind type moves do anything here, and we'll use jump scare this time and see if we can flinch it. Good, we got the flinch, so not much damage taken from this fight. Well, alright. Why did that miss? It should have a 100% chance of accuracy? Maybe getting grounded also reduces accuracy? Unclear. Anywho, alright, we'll do another bite. Assuming he has more than one Cassette Beast, will hit his red health a bit here. I guess I'm just not hitting at all. That's frustrating. Alright, we'll use a melee attack instead. And I'm going to assume Ice and Electric have no interactions. That's how it was in Pokemon, at least. Alright, speed up. So, Ice types are one of the most tragic types in Pokemon, interestingly enough, because they have some of the coolest... Pardon the pun, that wasn't actually intentional. I know you're just saying right, but yeah, it wasn't intentional. But Ice types have really bad type matchups all around. They're one of the best offensive types in the game. Oh, okay, here we are. Ice and water conduct electricity, leaving them weak to future lightning attacks. Fair enough. All right. So they kind of did what Pokemon didn't do, where water and ice are inextricably linked in some ways. I forgot I named him Clock of Jello. What the hell was I thinking when I named him? Thunder Blast. Hits one target. The target is hit by an additional 30 air type. Interesting. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, I can tell I haven't recorded in a while because I'm back to saying interesting all the time. Ah, I was mistaken. You fight for the people, not against them. On the other hand, you look like an enemy that we're going to go fight. Let's go raid your gym. You have cool glasses, though. No money, no problem. We're offering finance at a mere 10,000% per annum. That sounds expensive. Alright, she's starting with Ponded, which is an earth type, which will ground my electric type. Let's switch out. Plastic is bad. Earth probably gets... Maybe poison will deal well with it? I'm just gonna switch out to Bonavin. He can handle that fine. And we'll try and jump scare this one. But yeah, so ice types, they have amazing offensive typing because they're effective against many types and not resisted by many types. So ice is good against ground, grass, dragon. I feel like there's another type, but I'm blanking on it at the moment off the top of my head. But resistance-wise, it's weak to some of the most common and strongest move types in competitive Pokemon there are. Rock type, steel type, fighting type, fire type. All are really good damage-based or damaging move types, and they're super prevalent in competitive play, and ice is weak to all of them. Part of the issue with ice types also is just most of them are very frail. Either they're glass cannons, and the glass cannons tend to do well. Weavile, for example, the evolved form of Sneasel, was really strong and competitive for a while, as far as I know. Well, let me go ahead and just mute my phone really quick. Oh, of course, your dad finally got back to us. Wonderful timing. Well, I'll leave responding to him to you. It's fine if he needs to come over. I'll just pause. You're sitting next to me looking at me for confirmation. Anyway, but where was I? So Weavile was a glass cannon. Really high attack stat, really high speed, and I used him on one of my competitive teams for a while. He was shattered by any fighting type, though, because he had the quad weakness to fighting types between being an ice and a dark type. He was super weak against that. And I think a Frostlass who was maybe decent, but not amazing. New World doesn't have a currency, so there's no way to pay it off yet. Interest continues to compound in the meantime, however. It's a perfect scheme. Let's go beat up their house. Oh. Okay, do we only beat the person up in front of it? Oh, right, we have to break in through the ceiling. I forgot. Please no snake. Please no snake. I don't want to snake you. Goodbye, snake. Stop chasing me, please. I'm assuming I can't go through here. Oh. Okay. Ooh, fusion. Alright, let's save. Not that I really have any consequence for loss, I suppose, but... Will you challenge this rogue fusion? Bring it on. But the big issue is a lot of ice types are slow and bulky, and so they can't make good use of their offensive typing, and despite being bulky, they have so many weaknesses that they can't really benefit from that either. Alright, so we've got a Nevermort and a Carnian Tonic. Carnian Tonic. Obviously this is a mixture of Seviper's evolved form, but what is the other one? I'm not sure. Anywho, so the plan here is let's dodge and if this is like Seviper, it's probably very fast, so I'm probably not outspeeding it, but I'll try once, because Spring Heal does have high. Okay. Bottle Volley. Ooh, that did damage. Glass is an insulator, and as such, glass type attacks can limit the scope of lightning type users. Alright, so since I'm neither faster... Oh man, I love this music. It's so good. Alright, I'm gonna switch out Clock of Jello because he's not gonna do much here. Bonavin's at a disadvantage to... Pombadier. That's it. We switch to Pombadier, and we'll use him to the advantage. I'll keep Spring Heal out for now, and we'll use Bite. I think we need to take out the more threatening target first. It's pretty strong there. Pustule Bomb. Gross. AP boost. Okay, and poisoned. Everything's poisoned. Okay. Not a great position. This is a rough one. Oh, and of course it has the I forgot it has Revenge Strike passive. Alright, there goes Spring Heal. Alright, I think the plan here is probably to fuse on the next... Oh, wait, we don't have enough fusion meter. Okay, I think switch out to Seviper first so that we can accumulate some. Let's see. Elemental Wall would probably be really good here to keep us alive. Bomb, Zoomies, and Flame. Yeah, okay. I think what we're gonna do is let's cast an Elemental Wall on Pombadier because he's kind of our win condition here. And then Deja Vu, what's this do? Gives the user multi-strike status for free turns. Let's give Kaylee dodge. She needs some evasion tans. Oof. Okay, so you now confirmed you can poison types, which is really unideal here. Alright. I was thinking about taking... Oh, no, he walled the okay, we need to get rid of him ASAP. This is a problem. Alright. Nevermort is poison type as well, so let's get him ignited immediately, and then we'll have Kaylee use an item to heal. Rewind fully restores HP. We'll use it on Viper to keep her alive. Oh, it has multi-smack. Okay, it missed. That's huge. That's really huge. Okay. Oh, why is everything missing? Okay, we got the fusion. I'm inclined to say we fuse next turn. So I'm going to inflame Nevermort one more time. Kaylee got the dodge off, so let's have her use one more item and try to heal up Bombardier, and then we'll fuse. I just don't want to lose the turn of attack since it's going from 2 attacks to 1. Alright, that extinguished the firewall, but it bought us enough time. This is good enough for me. Okay. Let's do it. Hit that button. Jeff and Kaylee's hearts act as one. Palm rattle. A shame they didn't fuse our names. I didn't think about that, but it's all good. Alright, let's see. We're just gonna... We've got dodge up for one more turn. Sharpen would be really good if we combo that with Toxic Stab. Inflame almost took out Nevermort, and with the Flame status, I think it'll do good. So let's knock this guy out. Moonshine. What does that do? Don't know. Perfect. Okay, so Nevermort is dealt with, and then Carnian Tonic is just the only thing remaining now. Let's hit him with another Inflame. Oh, right, he's an Astral type, so while he'll get ignited, he'll get an AP boost, but he's constantly sitting at max AP, so I don't think it really matters. What is Oh. This is unideal. Well, at least we got the Inflame off even if we're debuffed. Ooh, that poison does a lot. I guess it's a percent. It must be a percent amount of your HP. 3 turns of confusion isn't bad. I'm gonna hopefully pull off a dodge. Toxic Stab does pretty good damage, so we'll take it. I think between the poison and the ignite damage, though, that should knock him out. We have Revenge Strike, too. Yeah, he's busted now. Oh no, we're just gonna constantly Revenge Strike at each other. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's how... Oh, I feel like that shouldn't be how that works, but I guess that's one way to ensure a kill. Oh. Okay. I wasn't going to say anything about it being named Gin and Tonic, because, I mean, it was Carnian Tonic, but it is actually Gin and Tonic. That's great. It's a genie. Oh, it's so clever. It hurts. Alright, I'm going to hope that I get this rewind off and that my confusion doesn't ruin us. Who do I want to give it to? I think Viper, because when if we get we're not going to unfuse, actually, so maybe it didn't matter. Okay, confusion lasts one more turn. This song. Alright, I think we focus on taking out Carniviper first, so we don't need to deal with him. So let's inflame him. He's pretty squishy, so this might just knock him out. Yep, in one turn. There we go. And now maybe I can capture this new guy. Bottle Volley. Multi-strike type, it seems. Alright, let's see. So he's an Astral type, but I have a lot of damage, so I need to be careful what I use. Starting off, I'll use Dodge so that I don't have to worry about getting debuffed or... Darn it, it still hit. Is it going to confuse me too? It is. Ugh. Alright. It's fine. At least I got the Dodge off, which decreases my chances of taking damage, but it does make it a lot harder to catch this guy if we're going to get unlucky. For now, I don't know what his tankiness is, so let's just spit at him for now. Okay. I guess I could unfuse, actually. Let's do that. If I don't want to give up the song, though. That's the sad part. Alright, I'm gonna do it. it'll be easier to control how this works if I unfuse. Alright, so only Bombardier has the confusion, so... maybe I can buy time by switching out. Let's switch to Bonavin. And Kaylee will actually deal some damage with Spit. Oof. Alright, that hurts. But we're in a decent spot now, so I'm just gonna kind of whittle him down a little bit more, just because I don't want to knock him out. And we'll switch her to Lemonade. Lemonade has dodge, so we can guarantee that, or we can better increase our chance of success. Oh right, I forgot we remastered Lemonade. It looks cool. It does. Okay, we're in a good spot now. So what I'm gonna do is we'll smack this one more time, and we'll have Kaylee use dodge, and then on the next turn we'll try and catch it. Oh, you're gonna get confused. Ugh, come on. Unlucky. Oh well. Maybe if I use an item, it won't matter though, because that's how it is in Pokemon. I'm gonna be hopeful. So we'll use Bite on him, and we'll have Kaylee try to record this guy with a. Oh, I don't have any. Oh, there they are. Basic tapes. Cool. All right, let's try a basic tape first. All right, good. As long as I'm using items, I should be okay. That's a pretty low chance of catching though. Oh, I get it. Moonshine is the name for type of alcohol. Okay. Haha. Now I get it, because he's a gin and tonic. He should have alcohol-themed moves, but I don't drink, so I don't know these things. You can't expect me to know that. Alright. So, he really doesn't have great catch chance. I think we're going to have to switch to a chrome tape for the higher efficiency rate. I wonder what the, higher catch rate cassette for astral types is going to look like. I don't think we've encountered one yet. Thankfully we didn't get hit, so... Alright, what's our catch chance with that? 74% chance, pretty decent. Let's see, did we get him? We got him. Nice, okay. Fancy new beastie on our team. Gin and Tonic, a mysterious cosmic waiter with impeccable table service. It isn't entirely clear what kind of drinks they serve, only that they are family friendly and not affecting the age rating of the game. Funny. Very cute. Alright, you've got pretty solid ranged attack. No wonder you were doing so much damage, and a lot of melee defense and speed. Their stat distributions in this game are very curious, let's say. I don't know how they balance out, and I'm sure like higher things we find later in the game are probably going to be terrifying, I imagine, or the final remastered forms. What does Complement do? Lowers the target's ranged defense. That could be pretty good synergy given his base stats. All right, what are we going to rename him to? I mean, his name is already pretty fantastic. Huh. All right, alcohol puns. Forgive me. There's. I feel like it's only appropriate. Shout out to my chem nerds. For those who have no background in chemistry, that's the chemical formula for ethanol, the main thing that is in alcoholic beverages. Alright, and victory. That was a rough one. I'm glad I tried to keep myself alive as best I could. Wonder what's over here. This is an entirely undiscovered area. Well, undiscovered, I mean unmapped, I guess. Oh, thank goodness, a campfire. They took pity on us. Camp here, please? Yes? Alright. Costs 14 to rest now. The two of you have fun throwing twigs into the campfire. I would find that very relaxing and very fun to just sit by a fire and throw things into it to watch them burn. That doesn't sound concerning, right? Oh, Master Betty can get remastered. Alright, let's see what he evolves into. What path of night do you wish to walk? Vagabond or thief? Let's go Vagabond. Oh, I bet he must evolve into, The top hat wearing one. Okay, that makes sense. Master Baddie tape. Your Master Baddie tape became Hopskin. You don't say. The Hopskin will entice its prey to approach with its unblinking amber eyes and big smile. However, any creature that is lured in by this charade will be swiftly cut down by its razor-sharp claws it conceals beneath a dirty coat. I wonder if there are raccoons in there. Maybe he's 2 raccoons with a head. A head separate from the raccoons, to be clear. Anyway, I'm not super interested in Master Baddie, and he doesn't really have a lot of things going for him, so we're gonna toss him into storage and switch out for something else. For now, let's let Kaylee be Seviper, because he does a lot of damage. Seviper seems better for switch-in, though, because he's fast and he's a glass cannon, basically, so he does more damage when on the switch-in than on the... We'd call him a revenge killer in competitive Pokemon. Let's see, okay. Let's go to tape storage. Or I need to send him to tape storage first. Put in storage. There we go. And then tape storage. Alright, cheese pizza. Jingle Jacks, who's that? We haven't had any water types yet, so why don't we get Pincushion out and play around with him a little bit. Okay, what else are we gonna do here? Oh yeah, who's my lead for Jeff? Clock of Jello. Let's keep going with Clock of Jello, and let's switch out to Pincushion for here. What are the stats on this one? Let's see, check tape. Kind of an all-rounder, nothing amazing, nothing terrible. Kind of looks like cast form a little bit. Probably shouldn't say that, though. Trying too many parallels will be it will discredit the game for what it deserves. Alright, how do we do this? It looks like we need a rock to pass through here. Okay, my assumption here is that there legitimately is a high jump, and I've just found a way to work around it. But here's an instance where there's no nearby fence that I could bounce off of, and nothing clearly able to be high jumped off of, so I guess we'll come back here one day and hopefully get that prize box.
Hey.
Hey, do you like history? What was your favorite event of the 20th century? I don't have a good answer for that. Alright, he's got a Hopskin. Alright, so still beast type, so nothing amazing. We'll just go ahead and just beat it up. Just noticed that the fusion meter will fill when you take damage, which is good to know. I know I've probably been taught that, but it's been a while and you don't get to use fusion as often as I'd like. Ouch. Anyway, so I was rambling about ice types before, so yeah, the big issue with ice types for a very long time is that a lot of them had bulk, but because of their defensive typing, Pangolin, it's definitely a pangolin reference. I've never really seen one in person, so I don't know what they look like, but I'm going to assume... Oh, it's like Paladin and Pangolin, I get it. Clever. Oh, this game has so many good portmanteaus. Like, you'd think that they all got used up by Pokemon, but no, these guys just come out with the hitters. Alright, I'm going to assume water types are effective against metal types because of rust, based on those symbols there, but let's confirm. Corroded. Close enough. Water types corrode or cause to rust metal type targets, which makes them brittle. So it lowers their defenses. Cool. But that actually, as far as what I'm talking about with ice types, that actually changed recently in competitive, which is really interesting. One, there's the whole thing about terrestrialization, which lets ice types change their base typing anyway. So you can use ice types, but not have to run into their typing issues. But then also, they reworked how hail works. So hail was the ice type specific weather effect in Pokemon. So there was rain, there was sunny day, things like that, that boost the damage of their corresponding type and sometimes give passive effects to the Pokemon that use it. Alright, metal conducts electricity, leaving it weak to future lightning type attacks. And so Hail was similar to Sandstorm insofar as that it would cause each turn any non-ice type would take 1/16 of their HP and damage at the end of the turn. And unlike Sandstorm, for the thing that made Hail and Sandstorm different aside from the type associated with them, Sandstorm wouldn't damage ground, rock, or steel types. But what made it special, what made it different was, this is a trainer, right? I should probably hit him harder then, just in case he has more. What made it different was Sandstorm also gave a passive special defense boost to those types that benefit from the weather. And what that meant, be random, uses a random move that you have enough AP for. Huh. Is that just like, is this metronome, or is this like only from my list of available moves? Unclear. Spray hits a whole team. Okay, nice. Some good abilities unlocked. Pincushion really isn't standing out very much, is he? My favorite 20th century event was the Human Elf Peace Deal brokered by the United Nations in 1948. Without that, things would have gone very differently. So the big thing with ice types is they have notoriously low defense and often have reasonably good special defense. And sometimes a mix of HP, and I should probably switch out here. Was this a wild encounter? I've already forgotten. It's hard to pay attention and conversate at the same time. Let's see. For now, let's just switch out to Bombardier. I think I already caught a Nevermort. I just don't remember well. Anyway, so the big thing with Sandstorm is it boosts the special defense of the corresponding type. So rock, steel, and ground types are notorious for having very high defense, but very poor special defense. And Sandstorm would help them out because it gave them the defense that they were missing. Conversely, Hail, despite having similar damaging effects as Sandstorm, did not give any stat boost to Ice types. But that has now changed with the more recent gen. I think just Scarlet and Violet. I don't think this was something that was applied to the preceding gen with Sword and Shield. But basically, now it is changed from Hail to Snow, I believe, or Snowstorm. And what it does is it gives them a defense boost, similar to how Sandstorm boosts the special defense of ground, steel, and rock types. And that has opened up the door for ice types to be way more relevant to competitive. Not to mention that there are some absolutely terrifying new additions in terms of blast cannon type Pokemon, ice type Pokemon. So all around, ice types are more viable than they ever have been in competitive Pokemon. So it's very exciting to see that. That said, I really have not been following competitive Pokemon too closely with this generation. Occasionally I watch a video or two from whatever Alpharad posts, and he's not really a PokeTuber. And then I do occasionally watch videos posted by Wolf Glick, who is I don't know if he's the current reigning, but he has had multiple world championship victories. So he's a very, I don't know if I'd call anyone an authority on Pokemon, because that just sounds weird, but he's definitely someone who has a lot of experience and knowledge about the game, especially from the competitive side. So it's definitely Terrestrial. Let's see. Kaylee engages you with an enthusiastic discussion of your favorite dog breeds. We've already had the. Speaking of dog breeds, all right, let's see what Pompadour evolves into. All right, remaster Pom Bomb. Spitfire. He's so fluffy. Oh, and he's got little goggles. He's got doggles on, Kiwi. He's got doggles. The Spitfire's fire-breathing abilities have developed to such an extent that they must wear goggles to protect their eyes from the smoke they unwittingly cause by setting things on fire. Alright, I'll talk about Panis in a second, which is a fun disease. Not a fun disease, but a disease of certain dogs. But we'll talk about Doggles in particular in relationship to that. But before I go on that unnecessary tangent, let's see. This is another Trainal battle. I have a special bond with the Nevermorts around here. You'd better not get in our way. Oh gosh, I've more or less lost my train of thought because I got so excited about a dog. Ooh. Apocalypse. Also a genius name, but I do not. Oh, that design is creepy. I don't like that. I don't know. It's like my brain is interpreting it as like raw meat, like no skin, and I don't like that. I know that that's probably not how it's supposed to be seen, but I can't unsee it. Anyway, if only I had some good attacks to like conduct. Actually, there we go. All right, so I'll use smack for now so that I can generate some. Ooh, perfect. Yeah, okay. We got the plan. Anyway, we need to knock some stuff out. The Nevermorts are a lot weaker, so maybe I should target them first. Well, let's see how much damage spray does. Some good damage all around. Alright, I don't think it really matters too much. Thunder Blast. We'll knock out a Nevermort that way. Pustule Bomb. That's gross. It's all around just gross. Ooh, okay, that's bad. It hits both it hits both party members. Eek. Ooh, it's a good thing these guys are fairly tanky, or that could be really bad. Thankfully, I think we can knock out this yeah, okay, we got one Nevermort down. That'll help. And they can only use it every other turn because it looks like it takes more AP than they had. Do we want to risk it? I'm going to risk it. It's not like I'm playing Nuzlocke, so there's nothing like catastrophic if it goes poorly. Thunder Blast. Hopefully that will not keep clicking the wrong one. Thunder Blast, let's take out the Nevermort, and then Spit, or they both do the same damage. I'll use Spray just in case this one isn't getting knocked out on this turn. Darn, they attack the same target. Okay, we're still good. They'll probably get knocked out by poison this turn, though. Anyway, so one thing I want to say about the recent gen of Pokemon is terrestrialization. So, again, terrestrialization is the new mechanic of the most recent gen, where you know what? His name being Pompadour is even better now because the hat fits him perfectly. I'm so happy I named him this. I have a fluffy dog. Anyway, oh god, I lose my train of thought the second I get distracted by dogs. Not a good sign. Anyway, terrestrialization. So it lets you for a single team member, you can change the type into whatever the corresponding Pokemon's Terra type is, and it's basically a random stat as far as I understand. There may be a mechanic in the game that lets you choose. I haven't played Scarlet and Violet. I've mostly been experiencing it from an outsider's perspective. There were just too many things wrong with it that it just didn't appeal to me, and I'm not big on open world games. If you couldn't tell, I'm very easily distracted, and nothing of value ever gets accomplished if I'm in an open world game. So Waterworks hits everyone on the battlefield except the user. So if I have something that gets benefit from water type moves, that would be a pretty solid option for me. You scared off the birds. Bird. Alright, I have to camp again. Man, I am taking a lot of damage. Man, this game, I know I keep saying it, but this game is going to be absolutely brutal to Nuzlocke. Kaylee tells you about her various ventures helping out the people of Harbortown. Your broken tapes have been repaired. Okay. Final attempt. Let's not get distracted by dogs and actually finish a thought. Gosh darn it. So terrestrialization has, because of how it works, opens up a lot of potential avenues for creativity and competitive, because now it's not type matchup is always critical to a strategy, but it allows you so much flexibility in how you get involved with those type matchups now. Alright, this guy looks like he'd be an aggressive trainer. Maybe I can take him out like this. That didn't work.
Well...
The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. True, I suppose. Epicurus. And of course he's a Skull Evangelist. Alright, so you're an Earth type, which means I do not want to be here with you. I don't think I have anyone that is good against Earth types, but I'm just not keeping these type matchups straight. So we'll switch out to Donovan for this one. Okay. So it looks like water corrodes these guys as well, or at least it washes it. It probably erodes, not corrodes. But let's confirm. I'm starting to I follow this game's logic, but it's not like 100% just yet. Let's see. Is it erosion? It's erosion. Yes. Water types gradually erode. Water type attacks gradually erode Earth type targets, chipping away at their defenses. Anyway, so there are some instances where terrestrialization is definitely broken. For example, certain types that only have one weakness. For example, electric types that are only weak to ground type moves. There's actually a pretty funny broken way of abusing terrestrialization. So you terrestrialize something to electric type that has the ability, for example, levitate. Levitate makes it so you cannot be hit by ground type moves. And suddenly you have a Pokemon that is not weak to any other type of move because it has levitate, so it can't be affected by ground type moves. And then it also is electric type, so it's not weak to any other move type other than ground. Another fun is the next step of that fun is taking it to Shedinja, for example. Shedinja is actually no, what is it? I forget. I think it is. It's not Shedinja. What it is it's a Pokemon holding something called Hot Air Balloon or Air Balloon. I think Air Balloon is a held item that. All right, Desperation does more damage if the user is low on health. The Art of Battling Well and the Art of Taking Defeat are one. Where's the lever to open this up? Hello, person. Oh, I think we found a new ranger leader. I heard you coming from at least 200 meters out. If you wanted the element of surprise, you've lost it. Oh, I forgot my rock. Sorry. Who are you?
Judas Knight.
Judas Knight. Ranger Captain, survivalist expert.
My job.
I like his composite bow. My job is to stay alive, no matter... Or is it a composite? I'm gonna... Like, those rings make me think pulley, but it's not really designed like a composite bow, so it may just be rings for decor, and so it's a proper bow, or I forget the term that isn't compound. Anyway, my job is to stay alive, no matter what. That's easier said than done when you have to do your surviving on an island crawling with vicious predators. We're a long way from home, and the only thing that separates us from the beast is our ability to strategize. When you're staring a monster dead in the eyes, the only way you're coming out alive is if you know the battle is already won. Do you want a first-hand lesson in survival then? I've already received intel that you're a ranger trainee. Are you ready to battle Captain Junis? We've got a full fusion meter, and I'm relatively well rested. Let's do it. All right. But don't take it personally when you find yourself face down in the dirt. I'm going to assume he's either grass. Oh, I think it was leaf type in this game. Leaf type or earth type. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I forgot how good their beam is. All right. Metal and grass. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Ooh, I'm looking forward to having lyrics to this, but first I should probably figure out what type matchup I want. So, electric will be good against his metal type, but weak against his grass type. I imagine water probably benefits grass as well, so I think we should definitely switch out Kaylee. For now, I'm going to use Dodge for survival reasons. And Kaylee, let's switch you out for grass and metal. Poison would probably be a good effect. I think Bombardier would be effective against both. Let's do it. I'm looking forward to hearing the song and lyrics. Leeched. Leech characters take damage at the end of their turn. Opponents are healed by the amount... So it's Leech Seed, basically. Alright. Alright, so Jeff's already dodged. He should probably switch out to... I think we focus on taking out the grass type ASAP. Alright, so looks like wind is effective against grass, so it's basically the same as flying is effective against grass. I wonder what they'll use to justify it. Alright, and we'll use Inflame. So yeah, I think both of these guys are weak to fire, so This is strictly following Pokemon logic here. We'll get rid of his support friend first. Plant types are easily burned by fire type attacks and suffer lasting damage. Uprooted. Air type attacks can uproot plant type targets, disconnecting them from the source of their nutrients, the ground. Oh, interesting. Ooh, extra interesting. Okay. So Leech Seed heals both, the Leech status heals both party members. That's pretty good. And then apparently it has a status cure, so I can't as easily deal with it. But it seems like Dandelion is pretty tanky, but more of a support type than a damage dealer. I think I'm gonna use an elemental wall for Kaylee though, because she's getting targeted. And then we just focus on taking out Dandelion as much as possible. Dockleaf. Oh no, it has a healing ability. Ugh. Characters with healing leaf regain some health at the start of each turn. So yeah, we need to, Dandelion is very clearly a support type. It's basically Cottony, I think. Or is it Cottony? I might be mixing it up, but Cottony was actually a grass type Pokemon that I used as a subseeder. So the way that worked was, 1 second, let me think about what I want here. I still have 2 turns of dodge, so we'll keep it up. Keep damaging this fellow. And Inflame. Every bit of damage we can get off, the better. Ooh, okay, that hits a lot. Wow. Getting lost in the music again. Alright, Kaylee's been leeched. We need to keep her alive. I don't want to let my dog get slain. You know what I should do? I should hit Judas with a Thunder Blast here so that he gets conductive. And then at least he'll take more damage. Kaylee, I'm going to have heal, though. Ooh, I'm out of rewinds after this. Maybe I should fuse after all. They have a lot of healing going on in their build. They're basically heal tanks. Well, that's cool. The weather changed in the middle of the fight. Not that I think that does anything, but thankfully him being ignited will undo some of the it basically neutralizes his passive healing, but now I focus on taking out Dandelion. Actually, let me get a dodge up first and have Pom Bomb continue to let's do an elemental wall here. But so subseeding, I was talking about that. So it was a kind of stall-based tactic, meaning rather than doing direct damage, I'm stalling for time and doing damage over time often. Metal conducts electricity, increasing the scope and range of lightning types attacks. That's scary. That double hit hits both twice. That's so strong. All right. Keep beating down the Dandelion. This thing is just maybe it is just better to focus down Judas, honestly. All right, that's what I'm changing strategy. He's too much of a threat. The problem is he's going to have more than one. Almost guaranteed. I don't know what happened, but a lot of things happened. Alright. I can fuse, but I don't have any heals, which means our fusion's going to start off with pretty low HP. I'm going to do another Thunder Blast here, and then Inflame. Now, it may be enough to knock out Judas, but it'll only hit red health after that, and it's kind of a waste, because I'm sure he's going to have more than one. I really want to hear the fusion music. Let's switch out. Who can deal with this well? The grass type's still a problem. I don't want to give up being... There's no guarantee he switches into another metal type either. But he's conductive either way. I think I'm going to keep Pom Bomb in and rather than switch it and have it take damage. So let's just confirm, let's guarantee that Judas is knocked out. Going for the leech on Kaylee. You've lasted longer than I thought you would. Not bad. Ooh. That's just rude. Alright, see, so he switched out to a poison type. I don't know how poison and water interact yet. I know Bonneman's a bad choice here. I might honestly switch out to Lemonade. Yeah, I'm going to switch out to Lemonade. She can use Sonic Boom and hit both of them that way. But let's have her use the dodge first. Thunder Blast. Air Wall. I think for now I stick to using focusing down Judas. It was a mistake to focus on his support. It's just too darn tanky. My goodness, it is a wall. Okay, so I never properly explained subseeding. So subseeding stands for substitute and leech seed. And the strategy was you get typically a grass type will have this combo. Substitute is a move that's kind of like Elemental Wall in this game, where you cut your HP by 25% and produce a basically a tank sort of thing that blocks damage, except for certain things like status ailments and weather damage, like Sandstorm or Hail could hit through substitute. We're going to use dodge here. But substitute would block more traditional attacks like this game's Smack, Spit, most of the damaging moves. This would be blocked by substitute. And then after the substitute took the equivalent of that 25% HP damage, it would break and the Pokemon would be exposed and be fightable like normal again. Right, I think we fuse here. We've got pretty good dodge. We've got some debuffs, but I just want to hear the lyrics. Screw it. Let's do it. Jeff and Kaylee's hearts act as one. Wing Bell. Okay, good. For a second, I thought there was going to be lyrics. Alright, I'm just going to listen for a second. Alright, so good to know. Good to know that when a fusion gets taken out, both Mons are knocked out. That's good to know. But we've got it here, so let's... I can't believe how tanky this thing is. My god, it just won't die. It's so... if I were playing competitive, this thing would be on my team, hands down. So substitute, we talked about what substitute is. Let's talk about the other half, Leech Seed, which, I mean, you've already seen what it's like. Leech Seed puts effectively a debuff, quote-unquote, on your opponent that steals HP at the end of the turn. And I believe it does a 16th of your opponent's HP each turn. It may be an 8th. And then heals you for the damage dealt. Type advantages don't affect it, but it can't be used on grass types, was really the main main thing. So another grass type would counter Subseeders, pretty much. Whew, that was a hard one. It looks like knocked out beasts do get experience when knocked out. I could be wrong about that, but it seems to be the case. You had strategies to counteract my strategies. You have the mindset of a true ranger. You've earned this. We'll call it the Skull Badge. We got Olive Up. Preemptive Strike. Automatically hits one opponent at the start of battle. Yeah, that was pretty rude. These are dangerous times. Civilization and security are fleeting notions. If you can survive out in the field with nothing but your wits, then you're not letting yourself down. Alright. I'm afraid of encountering more battles, so I think before we go make... Oops. Well, I just fell in the ocean. That's fine. Don't lose your balance. Is there anything out here other than traffic crabs? There's got to be something out there eventually. But I need... Oops. I need to find myself a campfire and heal. Very badly so. But, you know what? I think, given the time, what I might just do is I'll fast travel and... No, there's a campfire right over this way. Just need to make this... Okay, apparently the Murkrow isn't aggressive. Convenient. So let's heal here. But anyway, the core idea of subseeding was you have a Pokemon kind of as a support similar to Dandelion there, where you you have the Subseeder be a defensive support that after it sets up, so it gets Leech Seed off, it gets the Substitute off, then it's doing other support moves like maybe status ailments against your opponent or healing your teammate. So and sometimes it's really just it's a matter of outliving your opponent by healing itself. It's kind of a rude strategy. You often would combo it with, for example, an item called Leftovers, which heals another 16th to an 8th, I think it's a 16th of your HP at the end of each turn. So combo that with the heal from Leech Seed and Leftovers, you're healing at least an 1/8 of your HP every turn. Plus, 25% of your HP is still a fair amount, but if you can survive 3 turns with that substitute up, for example using Protect, which blocks damage, you could kind of out-sustain your opponents. And the one downside to that strategy is mainly Leech Seed can be switched out of, so if your opponent switches, Leech Seed does not carry over or doesn't remain when the Pokemon afflicted by it gets switched back out. So it's fairly counterable, but often your partner Pokemon would have some sort of counteraction to try and keep your opponent from switching out. For example, Pursuit as a threat. Pursuit does more damage if your opponent switches out. It attacks the Pokemon that's switching out before it can switch out, so you'd get the boosted damage on that Pokemon that's trying to switch out, not the one that switches in. And that could be devastating, so you always had to be worried about that. There were just abilities that kept opponents from switching out, like Arena Trap, which certain ground types like Dugtrio have. But often what it would be I'd have kind of I didn't really play doubles format. It was mostly single, like one-on-one matches, and then that's kind of its own thing. I still use Subseeders, but I didn't use them as often. I usually had Leech Seed on some of my defensive walls, but I didn't usually combo it with Substitute. Anyway, this is a fair bit of rambling, but I have a pretty ingrained history with Pokemon and a lot of knowledge despite not having touched the series really in any significant way in almost a decade now. I mean, my last game I played was Sun and Moon. Maybe it wasn't a decade ago, but it was a fair few years ago. Actually, when did Sun and Moon come out? I don't even remember. I digress. Oh, actually, no, what am I saying? We played Sword and Shield together in graduate school, so I guess, well, it's only been maybe like 2 or 3 years, but still. I still think of Pokemon fondly. I've just kind of fallen out of the series because I don't have friends to play it with as much, and I think that was a big component of it, just the social aspect of it. But even before then, it was the collecting, it was the grinding, and I just don't have the time for it anymore. So it's nice to finally sit down with another Pokemon-like game and enjoy it as much as I am here. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling for today. Thanks for listening. I hope you're enjoying this if you're awake and it's helping you fall asleep. I hope you're sleeping well if you're asleep. I love you, Kiwi. I'll see you in the next one.